everyone, welcome back. My name's Davin, and I don't know about you, but I really need something to alleviate some stress. I thought that it would be nice to do a simple coloring page, and now that I look at what I have planned, I realize it's not going to be so simple. It has 3 giant sunflowers on it, which are nice. They're going to be fun to color. But for this coloring chat, I figured I would try and keep it a little bit smaller and maybe just focus on one flower for now. And then you guys can see the finished product at the end of the month when I do a month-end review. So for now, I already have my colors picked out. That's going to help things a little bit. It was very difficult actually deciding what I was going to do. And what I do recommend is, for one, you get yourself something to drink. Right now I have a soda. Tea is usually better, maybe some coffee, depending on how you feel and what time of day it is for you. But I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I highly recommend you have your own project that you're working on. Actually, I would like to know what you are working on. If you're doing a coloring page as well. If you are, I don't know, doing something like crochet or sketching, just something relaxing, something fun, something to keep your mind off the work week. Let's go in that direction for a little while. And I can tell you I already messed this up, but it's okay. We're just gonna go with it. And as you can tell, I've already kind of colored on myself. I can't tell how clear it is on the screen, but I did actually, while I was planning the colors, decided I was gonna turn yellow. So that was a thing that happened. And I do want to kind of put a disclaimer on this and say that it has been a while since I've actually colored anything with alcohol markers. And it's kind of showing because I've had to teach myself how to reuse them. And even then, it's kind of skeptical as to how well I'm going to be using them. For this one, I am using Copics. I really want to try and get better with them, but it's a learning process. I actually went and I bought myself some for skin colors and hair colors a little while back, about a week ago probably. And you know what? I'm going to use my red. I bought for like skin and hair, like blonde hair, brown hair. So I bought a bunch of that, and then I realized I didn't want to color a person. I thought this would be easier and not as complicated. And then I'm gonna make it complicated anyway because I can't do something simple. But I was looking at my color selection now. It's like, okay, well now I have a ton of yellow and brown, but I don't have anything beyond that. Like, what was I thinking? I really need like more reds. I need more green. I would really like to have more range of purple. I do have a decent range of blue. I will say that. Blue is pretty good. But it was definitely just a, what were you thinking? Why did you do this to yourself? How do I want to do this? I'm just gonna go over it again. And so I'm kind of just, this is not a tutorial, by the way. Please don't take this as a tutorial. I'm just talking as I go. I'm kind of just trying to use this as like a, getting back into it kind of day. I like flowers. I want to do something, that I like, that's pretty. But if you are interested in using the same color schemes I have, I will certainly remember, well, I'll try to remember. My memory's been a little shaky lately. I'm going to try to remember to put them in the description below so you can try and color with the same colors if you would like. I know not everybody has Copics, and that's totally okay. I'm not trying to diss on anybody. I have a ton of Ohuhu markers. I just felt like doing this right now, so I'm back on this for a little bit. And it's been, yeah. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is just work on, oh, that's the wrong color. The issue with having 3 yellows in one area is I know I'm going to get them mixed up, but I'll be okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more yellow on top of this, I think, and hope it looks good. It looks a little more orange. That or my eyes are failing me. So, there has been quite a bit that's happened since I last posted. And I honestly don't even I don't remember the last time I did a color in chat, and that's shame on me. But I do know that it's just been busy. My work was crazy the past 2 weeks. It's gonna stay crazy for a while. And so that just means I need more time with you guys. I need more time to spend for myself doing art. And it's just hard to take the time to do that. And I'm sure a lot of you understand where I'm coming from. But something else that happened on a personal note that I don't think I ever mentioned on this channel is that I dropped a piano on my foot. We were trying to move it, and we didn't have the right equipment. It was just my husband and I, which, you know, that right there should have been a red flag in all honesty. But we just weren't thinking about it. We're like, okay, it's not going to be a huge deal. We'll be fine, you know, etc., etc. Well, it wasn't fine because we were standing behind said piano, and said piano decided it was going to start to fall. And your instinct when something is falling towards you is to try to catch it. My brain just couldn't comprehend the fact that this gigantic thing was coming for me. So it took me a little longer than Anthony to get out from under it, essentially. And what ended up happening is poor Anthony, I will never forget the look on his face. I did manage to escape partly. But then this thing that we were standing behind, trying to get out of, it fell backwards. Like, we were standing behind it, it fell backwards. We tried to catch it or at least keep it upright. And then the next thing I knew was the thing hit the top of my leg, like my femur. It then proceeded to fall down my leg and onto the top of my foot. And I'm not really sure how, but at some point it like I turned my foot, so it hits the top. Oh, my hands are big. It hits the top of my foot. And at some point, I think I was trying to get out from under it still. I twist my foot, and it was awful. It is still damaged. And I'm supposed to be going to physical therapy for it. But as anybody that has to go to physical therapy is aware, it is extremely expensive. And I told you I was going to use the wrong yellow, and I just did. But it's okay. We're going to work with it. But I will never forget that. And I'm still dealing with it. And I'm hoping it's not going to destroy my future plans and dreams and stuff. Which I don't think it will. I think it's just going to be one of those things that, like, I have to deal with for a little bit. I was... excuse me, I was in a boot for a couple weeks. Then I decided that I wasn't going to be in a boot anymore because the base told me I didn't need to be in a boot for more than 2 weeks. So I didn't worry about it. And the numbness is still there. It never went away. So I eventually went back to the doctor. Then I got sent to an orthopedist. And the orthopedist is like, that's not how this should have worked. You were supposed to go, like, you needed to be in a different boot for much, much longer. So, hard to trust certain doctors sometimes, but we gotta do it, right? So that's kind of where I am. I'm in a boot. It's hard to walk. I get frustrated a lot because I'm a little limited, but it's okay. But that's probably the biggest thing that's happened to me lately. There's just been so much. I don't even know where to begin anymore. But I hope things are good with you guys. I'm supposed to have an appointment soon with the orthopedist again, I believe. And I'm hoping, it's the wrong one, that he'll just tell me it's fine, it's great, don't worry about it. You know, don't come back. I also think for the channel, I'm probably going to end up doing a little bit of a change on things. I really want to change my logo to something I've drawn, which the current one is something I've drawn. but it just doesn't match the theme as much, I guess. I also want to change the name since I don't just do coloring. I was thinking of maybe just making it Dav and D. Just something simple. Hopefully you guys would still be able to see my content and stuff like that. I don't know if it makes me technically start over, but the channel has become more about coloring and talking to you guys than it is about doodling. Though I really think in October I'm probably going to have some coloring pages and like little coloring of my own pages and stuff that might come out, because I've been really motivated with that lately and I'm really trying hard. So there are going to be some changes coming to the channel. I was also able to actually get myself approved for streaming, so I think I might start trying that. That's just a little scary for me, but it would be fun to do. So if you guys want to do something or you're interested in seeing a stream, anything like that, definitely leave me a comment and let me know what kind of stream you're looking for, because I would love to do cozy games, like just a cozy game in the background for you guys to listen to while you do your, coloring or whatever you happen to be doing. Or, you could play along to whatever game, or if you just want to do a color and chat, like a live color and chat, maybe we could start scheduling those. I do know that for now, since I don't have a huge subscriber count, they wouldn't be saved, but I'm really okay with that. It's just kind of like I want to have more participation. I want to talk to some people, have some friends. I'm not good at that in real life, so maybe we can do it, on YouTube. That's probably kind of sad. But that is something I would love to try if you guys are up for it. So just let me know. And in the beginning, since there are 3 of these flowers, I was gonna do them all different colors. And then it's kind of like I mentioned earlier, I didn't have a ton of colors. So it's the wrong color. I didn't necessarily want to go that route. So I figured maybe I'll make them all this color. I mean, sunflower, it's beautiful no matter what. And we have this. That is the wrong color again. This really is hard when you're doing it with multiple, like 3 or 4 markers. It bites you sometimes. So this one's just gonna be like, oh, maybe I should make it all orange. Let's do that. This one's gonna be like the odd petal on the flower. It's gonna be beautiful. All right. I feel like I have a plan to I was hoping just by doing 1 sunflower, it wasn't going to be that bad, with like me talking all the time. But I feel like this is going to be a long video regardless. So I apologize. I understand. Maybe I can keep you guys entertained. But something else is actually happening in my life, kind of unrelated to the rest and the work that we will not be talking about. I'm actually selling my house. We have a house up in Pittsburgh that we bought. God, was it 10 years ago at this point? It was like maybe 7 years ago. We bought this house and I love it. Like, that's my house. And it's always kind of that way with your first house. Like, it's your house. You love it to death. But I kind of had to be realistic with myself and acknowledge that with my husband's job, we're not going to be able to move back there. The likelihood is very, very low. And that's okay. So it's time to move on. It's time to sell it and maybe get rid of some student loans and really kind of pursue something that's going to make me happy. And I'm very fortunate in the fact that Anthony is extremely supportive. Of the fact that, you know, I have plans that aren't traditional, that aren't going to bring in a lot of money, but he wants me to do it because he wants me to be happy. And he believes in like my artistic ability. He believes, you know, in my potential to do things when I set my mind to them. And that's just really cool to have in a partner. So it's going to be interesting once the house does sell and eventually things are, I'm going to zoom in just a touch. I'm trying to keep you like close so you can see what I'm doing, but like then I feel like I keep losing you in the frame. So I apologize in advance. But anyway, so yeah, I definitely have some plans. And I'm just hoping we can keep this house for a while until we can start making way on the loan for this. The problem with this house is it is in Florida, and the mortgage and insurance rates, well, I guess it's more or less the insurance rates, have just shot through the roof. They're so expensive. It's so bad. And so even if we are able to rent it or something, it's going to be atrocious rent because that's what you have to do. You have to pass it to the renter. Or that's what many people do, I should say. They pass it on to the renter, who's, you know, it's not their fault at all usually. But it's just, I kind of wish we hadn't bought this house because I bought it under the assumption that we would be here for 5 years. And that was a very stupid assumption to make because now I have a house that I'm going to have to find something to do with when we do move. So right now though, it's good that we are getting rid of the Pittsburgh house. It's going to a guy that's rented it from us for a few years. So he knows everything about it. He knows all the, you know, ins and outs of it. He knows what might be wrong with it, which I don't even know what's wrong with it. I haven't been there so long, but he's never complained about anything. And he's like a maintenance manager somewhere, so it's pretty cool though. I think if there is anything wrong with the house, he'd be able to fix it. So, and the only thing our real estate agent mentioned to us that was actually wrong was that it had a the deck, like the raised deck, had to be redone, which, you know, in the north, that's not surprising. So, but yeah, he seems really happy. He really wanted to stay, and we're happy because he's kind of doing us a favor too by not making us go and clean it out and do all that good stuff to it. So it's good. There are some good things happening. Then other times I'm dropping pianos on myself and being a nut job. But, you know, it's part of life. So I watched a video. I'm not going to lie. I did watch a video on how to use these. And what really resonated with me was they said you have to kind of use it like watercolor. Like, you're going to have to use layers. It's going to have to be like a couple of layers usually. And, you know, you're going to waste your ink if you go too hard too fast. Like if you do a complete layer, your first coat, it's going to be, you know, not what you want. But if you layer it up, which I do understand, you know, they have refills, but they are expensive. If you do layer it up, it has a better effect and it's easier to blend them, which I did find true because I should show you the first one. I tested the colors on another page just like this. I printed it twice, right? And it was ugly. It was ugly. In fact, I'll show you guys. Hold on. This is my test page. This is what all of it looked like before I settled on this for the actual petals. So it went through a process. So that's what I'm hoping it's going to look like by the time I'm done with it. I also have a thought to maybe just make them yellow on the next one instead of orange, but we'll see. Okay, I needed a little Coke break there. I'm back and ready to color. So, I am actually very curious how you guys feel about art hauls. I had really considered doing one for like the Copics that I bought, and that was the front door. Anyway, I had really considered doing them for some Copics that I bought and some other art supplies that I found at local art stores. And I thought it might be cool to do one that way and like kind of show you guys what I found poking around the city. But I also kind of feel guilty doing that because with the way things are right now especially, a lot of people don't have that ability. So I'm kind of curious like what your thoughts are on it. Like, am I overthinking that kind of thing too much? Do you guys enjoy watching art hauls? Because I'm going to go ahead and I'll tell you about the art stores that I found right now. It doesn't really, that doesn't bother me. But it's just the thought of, hey, you know, I went out and I bought a bunch of Copics. You know, I feel like that can leave the wrong impression. And I don't want it to. But anyway, that rant's over. Oh, I need the red. Basically what I'm trying to say is I'll at least tell you about some local art stores I found. So there is a place in Ponte Vedra that is it's called Ponte Vedra Art Shop. I'd never been there before until a couple years ago. And then I realized I got something small there. And I kind of remembered the name because it was very unique and it was in a weird place, you know? So I need this one. It always kind of stuck with me, so when we went back, I really took some additional time to kind of look around. And I'm glad I did because the people were very, very nice. And that shop, for as small as it truly was, had so much. And when I say so much, I mean it had more than Michael's. I've never seen this kind of stuff before, you know? It was just, they had, for instance, goodness, like how many times am I going to say in this video? That's how fried my brain is. They had things like the Derwent Inktense pencils were open stock. Caran d'Ache Luminance was an open stock, and I have never seen that, like ever. So I was floored. I wanted to buy everything, but I didn't. The only thing I bought was a couple of refills for my ink, and I think I bought what were they? They were some sort of, I think it was Derwent. No. Oh, hold on. Let me get it. Distress watercolor pencils. Distress watercolor pencils. That was the other thing I ended up getting. And I really like it, like just the selection. And I have never seen those pencils before. Maybe that's just me hiding under a rock. I don't know. But it was really neat to find that. And then it was just something small that I got for myself. I still haven't used the 2 sets of the art pencils, but I'm sure I will. And then there was actually another art shop that I went to. This one was called Ready Arts. And I had never, it has been years, and I mean years, like decades. Yeah, that's how old I am, decades. Since I had been in that shop. They moved locations, I've never been to the new shop, and when I went inside, I thought I was in heaven. Because let me tell you, They had, like, it was weird, okay? I'm not gonna tell you they had everything. But what they did have was, like, better than what they had at the Ponte Vedra art shop. But then the Ponte Vedra art shop also had better things than they had there. So, for instance, open stock pencils, there was more of them at Ponte Vedra art shop. However, when it came to the Ready Arts, they had like every type of paint you could want. They had all kinds of like portfolios and papers. It was insane. I really wanted to spend a ton of money there. And they actually had an amazing Copic selection, more so than the Ponte Vedra shop. And that's where I picked up the new Copics that I had gotten that I clearly am having trouble using. So it's okay. We're just here to chill. But yeah, it's so interesting to see what kind of different stuff a shop will carry. Like, oh, well, we're gonna focus more on the, you know, markers, whereas our pencils will be a little lacking, but that's okay. And I wonder if it has something to do with like requirements from a university, because I'm pretty sure Ready Arts has like a well, no, I know they do. They have a agreement with a local university for their classes. They sell like kits for the art classes for the university there. So I wonder if that's kind of what they base their you know, their supply off of, I guess I'll say. Words are really hard today. It has been so difficult. Anything that requires mental energy is just not gonna happen. I might only make a couple of petals and then cut this off and just be like, y'all had enough of me. But I do like how this one's coming out. And I'm kind of wondering if I should like come to about here and then do the petals. I don't know. This is where having a stream would be nice, because then I could like talk to somebody else, because my life is not that interesting. Alright, got our red. I actually went to a pop-up art shop today. It was pretty cool. It was in a local area, a small neighborhood, kind of an up-and-coming type thing. And they had some local artists, a lot of crochet. Crochet seems to be really popular lately. So there was like crochet, then there was that's the wrong color. There was a resin guy. There was a dude that was also making like custom like masks, it looked like, or honestly it looked like clay. It looked like he had made something from monster clay and was painting it. So I really wanted to talk to him, but he was more interested in going outside and having a cigarette. So I mean, that's okay. Do what you gotta do. We all have a vice. But I actually bought some stickers from a local bookshop. And then, oh, I'm gonna use red again. I bought some stickers from a local bookshop. And then I pretty much, what else did I buy? Oh, I raided the bakery lady stand. She was super sweet. I liked her. She had like homemade pumpkin loaf and pumpkin and pecan loaf or something like that. It was so yummy. So of course I bought some of that. And it was just interesting to see like the local artists in that area. There is a much bigger, oh, that is the wrong color. I kind of like it when it's a little darker though. Oh, it's okay. I like seeing local artists though. That's kind of where you learn a lot about an area and like what they're into. But it was just interesting, I guess, to see how like it was very small, but you know, the different vendors came together and everybody was just really nice. And for someone like me that's afraid to go outside, that's really good. Because it makes me slightly less afraid to go outside. But there's a super big one that's going to be coming sometime close to December. I don't know. I don't remember when it actually like sets up or anything, but it's really big. They have a fall and they have a... No. Well, it is in the fall, technically. It's hard to tell in Florida because it's always hot. It's going to be in the fall, and then it's going to be in the spring. They always have it. And it's massive. Like, it's at a ranch, and it takes up the entire ranch, basically. And it's just shop after shop after shop. Antiques, or art, or textile, like, you name it, they have it. It's so cool. I've bought a lot of stuff from there. Though I will say the one in the fall tends to be heavily Christmas themed. So I don't like it quite as much. But it's still good, you know? Like, it's good to go see things. And honestly, it's good to get out of the house. Because I've been having some weird experiences in this house. And I don't like it anymore. Not the house. It's just I don't like having those weird experiences. Which I'll probably tell you guys about closer to Halloween. My mom thinks I'm a little nuts, and that's okay, because I do too. I have this one. Alright, and then I'm going to use my lightest and come back up here. So I'm not going to keep it a secret. The whole thing I really want to do is basically, once my foot is healed to the point where I can walk a ways without, you know, dying, I'm going to, and by the way, that happened in May, and I'm still having problems, and it is what, September? Late September? It's a pain. Tore some stuff, all that good stuff, but I am on the road to recovery, and once it is recovered, I am actually planning to be a big girl and go and do some adventurous stuff by myself. And I say that just because my husband is my biggest supporter, and he is totally behind it. You know, whatever I need to do to feel better, I feel very codependent on him because he does a lot for me, and you know, he supports me and he'll do whatever I need him to do without question. But I do feel like I am codependent on him at this point, and I don't like that feeling. I like that we have a good relationship where I can have that feeling, but I also want to feel independent. So what I have decided and what we have agreed to is that after going basically on a couple of trips and a couple of camping trips, I'm going to start doing solo hiking. Now, if you guys have seen any of my latest videos where I show my face, I'm a little bit of a heavy girl, so I'm going to start working on that. But what I'm definitely, oh, that was wrong color, wanting to do is really start working on myself and getting out there and experiencing things and doing things for myself, and you know, just proving to myself that I can do it. I am capable, and just experiencing something new. I really want to do the Appalachian Trail. I think that's the wrong color. A little bit. I really would like to do the Appalachian Trail. I think that would be interesting. But I need to see how I would do with regular camping first, because camping is not something that was ever regularly part of my life. It was definitely something that was, like, I did it once and it was in a state park where everything was perfectly safe and no one was going to bother you, kind of thing. So going to a place, I'm going to purposely change colors here and see what happens. So going to a place that is very remote is kind of scary. Like, especially because this is thousands, or at least I know it's over 1,000 miles. And there's not going to be anybody there to just kind of come get you if you get scared or anything. Like, you have to commit. So I'm going to start hiking and see how that goes. Hopefully well. And after that, I'm going to, you know, start planning on bigger adventures. My first wish is for the Appalachian Trail. I would really like to accomplish going there. I think, well, let me back up. After doing some basic camping, I think what I should do is the basic trips first, like just basic camping. Make sure I can do that. Then what I think I'm going to do is a few like multi-day hikes, like 3 or 4 days. Oh, 2 or 3 probably. Like weekend, you're gone the entire weekend kind of thing. And oh, that's the wrong color. Then what I'm going to do is, if I do okay with those, I'm going to plan and start training for the Appalachian. And it all depends on how this foot does, which is kind of unfortunate because, you know, you can only do, like, it's so expensive. $40 per physical therapy visit. They wanted me to go twice a week. And it's like, how do you expect me to go twice a week? Nobody would be able to afford this. Like, I can't even work enough hours to cover the cost of physical therapy like this. Like, you need to reconsider. Like, right now. Bumps it down to once a week, but it still just eats up the paycheck. And so if I can just get the foot better, though, if I can get the foot better, that is the biggest hurdle. Because then I'll be able to walk comfortably. I won't have to worry about, you know, oh, it hurts to go up and down stairs, or I can't, you know, go up and down stairs, depending on the day. I just want to be able to walk and to achieve my new dreams. So that leads me a question of, what kind of dreams do you guys currently have? Like, is there anything you're aspiring to? Are we getting off on the whole, like, January 1st, New Year's resolution thing going on here? Like, I'm very curious. Do you guys have anything or any plans or any dreams that you would love to do? Or has anybody ever even done the Appalachian Trail? Like, if you've already hiked it, please send me an email. I will put it in the comments. Send me an email and let me know how you liked it. Because I would love to know. Just gonna make that yellow. We're gonna cheat a little. I feel like I've been talking a very long time. And like I said, I was trying to make this a shorter video, and it's not. And this is why I have trouble doing coloring chats, because I get so detailed in what I'm doing that I never finish. But this one will be finished. I am going to save it. And like I said, if you are interested in seeing it, let me know in the comments. I might post it to my social media early. Otherwise, it will definitely be part of my finished coloring pages in September. Because not only am I doing this, there's pencil that goes with this. Because I can't do anything simple. You guys know that. Anybody who's been on this channel knows that. Oh, I need to do this real quick. Let me just finish up this petal. And then I will let you go for the video. Because, yeah, this takes a while. It shouldn't, but it takes me forever. I feel like I definitely went backwards in the gradient on this one. And it's also kind of hard, like, keeping it random enough looking that it looks somewhat natural. I know it's not natural, but it just needs to look a little more natural. And I don't think I'm giving it proper time to dry either, which might be why it looks a little funky. That's okay. All right. So I'm going to leave you guys here. This is, what, 40 minutes of a coloring chat? And this is as far as we got. And this is why it's very hard for me to do them. I really think coloring chats need to be a stream. Let me know your thoughts on that. And if you do want to like jump in on a stream, coloring chats I'm assuming will be most popular, but let me know if you are interested in something else, like, you know, chill video games, just something relaxing. My brain can't take any more chaos. We're not doing horror games. We're not doing horror art. I saw mythographic horror today at Target, and I flipped through the pages, and my brain couldn't comprehend what I was looking at. So we will not be doing anything scary for Halloween in October. But calm things. That's what my brain needs, and I'm sure a lot of you feel the same. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you letting me rant at you, and I'm so sorry I couldn't get more done. It will be pictured somewhere. I will post it to, you know, social media if you guys ask for it, and it will be a highlight at my September what I colored at the end of the month kind of video. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys so much, and you could tell that I'm tired by the fact that I can't make words anymore. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you next week, either during a stream where we do more work on a, you know, color and chat, or maybe just another video of a long color and chat. Thank you guys. You have a good one. Be safe and find something relaxing to do. Always make time for yourself. It's very, very important.